because Yoongi's he's gonna sit on his ass for a while.
Yeah, I know it's not gonna be him. I know that for a fact. I know. So
no, that's not gonna be happening.
Hello and welcome to the Crazecast, a podcast run by the fans for the fans that brings close to the action. My name is Roxy, and today I'm joined by my fellow host, Jay.
Hello! To keep up with all our content, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at Craze Mag, and YouTube, The Craze. And if you are watching this on YouTube before we begin, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel to catch our next episode, and hit that bell for notifications for when we upload new videos.
They never said hiatus, and then everybody made it hiatus, and then, I just wonder if, people that, joined the fandom in, 2020 had less time, so they think it's such a huge fucking deal.
Mm-hmm.
But it's relative to how long they've been around, it's not. They're following sort of the formula where it's you hit your 7-year mark and either you break up or you don't.
Mm-hmm.
And then if your contracts are re-signed, the sort of scope of what you produce is different. We see that with a lot of older groups where there's a lot more solo things that start happening.
Mm-hmm.
We get group comebacks maybe once a year because they're all sort of have the freedom to do what they want. Because in the first 7 years, they don't really get to choose what they do.
Yeah. They have to follow this contract. There's a budget set in place.
And they can't really deviate from anything. And that's why, there's people have issues with the contracts, but all you really see is a cohesive group for that period of time. But what you don't see is the stipulations of that contract or how unhappy the members are with those.
Mm-hmm.
So then if it comes out that the group fucking disbands, everybody flips out, but it's you don't know how they were going through or what they felt doing it.
Right.
So
it was already gonna there's things that are happening, and obviously also it's just again, these people are working, they're co-workers. Not everything is a big happy family for a lot of people.
Yeah, they like to portray that, but
yeah. Are there groups that really you can tell this group really trauma bonded together, but also really
trauma bonded is such a negative way to put it, but you're not necessarily wrong.
I'm not wrong. Especially these 2nd gen, 3rd gen groups, there's a lot of trauma that went into how these groups were made, to be honest. But they built relationships and this bond with each other, and this group through thick and thin are going to be together. A good example of this is Highlight. They went through hell and back.
I don't think a lot of people understand that either.
Yeah.
Highlight is Beast, okay? And Beast was at the top of their game back in the day.
Yeah.
So
this group has been through they came from one of a company that was just starting back then. They struggled just as much as other groups from the 2nd gen, built up this huge name. They've had some things happen to the group, lineup changes happen to the group. They couldn't keep their name as Beast, so look at them. They're still together. I find it, going off on a little tangent, I find it really cute how they run their stuff. Recently, because World Cup's happening, they go on live streams and they're literally commentating and watching the game. And I'm like, of course you guys would, because that's what
funny.
That's what you guys. But it's like that. It's through thick and thin, this is a prime example of how this group, stuck together through it all. Despite the trauma and the negative stuff, the highs and lows, this is still a group that's still gonna be together. And I feel that's gonna be the same for BTS. They're going to be fine. I don't think they're going to go anywhere soon. Was there a scare where we thought that there was J-Hope was gonna leave the group? He thought about it, or that there was a very high chance of them disbanding at one point, but they've overcome that. And I think now we just see this is a group that, they're in it for the long haul. They really do care about each other. We're going to be okay. And
they're definitely trauma bonded.
Yeah. And
that's it. They fucking didn't make enough money to eat in the very beginning.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think what this album is telling you is like, there, like, literally, there is still more yet to come. We're gonna be okay. So really, like, it's going to be fine.
Everyone chill the fuck out.
Honestly.
I have so much pet peeves about like media, especially just because like that was like my major in college. I study media, I work in media. I get so fucking mad at like the lack of like research that media does,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to shit like that you don't understand, like the K-pop world. They just
Mhm.
assign Western ideals
Mhm.
to K-pop essentially, and then like flip shit. And I'm like, you're
Mhm.
just making Americans look worse. They make us look uneducated and stupid because you refuse to do your research. Like, I could go on a tangent for days about this. I could fight anyone about it.
Right. I do want to also just talk about, like, while we're on the topic of BTS, the solos that have been coming out. We have to talk about how huge J-Hope's and Jin's, and now what RM's is really turning out to be right now. We have to talk about, I feel like we can't just also coinciding with, we got a lot of K-pop at music festivals, big ones at that.
Yeah.
Too.
And you know, it's if you think about it, like there has been so much BTS shit released since they went on hiatus. Like, are they
Yeah.
even gone? They're not gone.
No, they're not. They're just not doing as many group activities, but they're still going to be active. Thank you to, like, so we do have a list of our staff that are giving us some points in 2022, because honestly, me and Roxy can't remember it all. So thank you to our staff who has put in things, because it just reminded me. It's just like, yeah, we're talking about their military, but we have to talk about their solo stuff right now and how huge that is. Like, J-Hope at Lollapalooza by himself, headlining a huge music festival and bringing out the crowd that he brought out. Wow. Like, my God. I'm so proud because he my bias, that's my baby. That's my favorite. But like, we knew Army will come out. We already knew. But like, just to see the scale of what Jack in a Box had, and he's the first one out of the group to come out of the gate with a solo like this. I think we were all waiting for when Hope World 2 was going to come out, and instead of Hope World 2, we got Jack in the Box, and it's just like, wow. And it's such a departure from what he usually does. Like, here we got dark and brooding J-Hope, when all you think about is he's the bright sunshine member. But yeah, it was so cool to see that happen. Jin with Coldplay, of all things. Another huge global group. What the heck? Like, what? We can't just ignore how big this is. Are you okay?
Sorry, I like kept hearing some banging and I think it's the flag outside, but I was like just making sure it wasn't one of the dogs
Okay.
hurting themselves.
But yeah, Jin solo with Coldplay, and he performed in, is it Argentina? Did he go to Argentina?
It was South America, I think,
Yeah.
somewhere. But yeah.
And he performed at Coldplay's tour, like, and it was just such a good, this is a send off. Like, I'll be back, and it's such a good song. And now RM is next, or he's right now. I've only heard good things about this solo, and so we got a lot over, like, whatever this solo thing. Are you ready for, like? You think it's gonna be like August D or Suga for his actual solo?
Either way, I'm not ready, so it doesn't matter.
Because D2 was like, obviously, like, when I fully realized, like, fuck, I'm Yoongi biased or August D biased. But I wonder if he's gonna go as August D or as Suga for this.
I wonder how it would be different.
Yeah. And who do you think is next? Actually, I have a feeling it's either Jimin or JK.
Well, I mean, Jungkook did do the World Cup song. I don't know if that counts.
I don't think so. Like, not an official release, which, again, another momentous thing. Here we have JK at the singing for the World Cup.
By himself.
By himself.
Which is weird. It's weird to see. I can't lie. It's weird to see him by himself.
Right.
Just because, like, for so many years, I watched him be, like, the little one following the other ones,
Yeah. And so now it's, like, all the older members are, like, proud, like, you're doing great, sweet. You're doing great. And they're just him on the TV for World Cup, and I'm just like, oh, our baby's growing up. Oh
I know.
my
Part of me will always see him as like the little 15-year-old boy debut, like shy little boy that debuted, you know. It's
yeah.
weird to me sometimes when I see people like scream about like how sexy he is. I'm like, he's a little boy.
He's the bunny boy. Love him. I
He's a
will
soft little boy.
no, for me, like eternally Jungkook will be Cherry Koo to me. I loved it when because he was still younger then, obviously, and when he was a bright pink haired cherry boy, I was just like, that's the Jungkook I'm always gonna like remember, you know. So it's just like to see, like, very proud of him because, hey, come on, like that's a big thing to get the World Cup song. Like, it's huge. Like, that's filling in the shoes of what Shakira did and Pitbull and J Lo. So it's just like proud. But I really, really, I hope it's either Jimin or JK next. Cause Yoongi's he's gonna sit on his ass for a
Yeah,
while.
I know it's not gonna be him. I
It's
know
not gonna
that
be
for a
him.
fact. I know. So
No, that's not gonna be
will
happening.
I will just wait.
So come on, Tay, bring out the jazz album. Do it, Tay. Do it. Oh God, please. You've been hinting at your love for jazz for so long. Please. I'm gonna need it.